welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are all well and ready for Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day, because today's video is a Valentine's Day inspired look. As you can see, we did some pink, we did a nice sexy wing. It is perfect for a date night with your special person or a day out with the girls. It is just perfect for Valentine's Day. And can we just take a second for these nails? I literally just got them done today and was like, that's it, I'm filming a Valentine's Day YouTube video. So these are the reason my nail tech Taylor is insane. I will leave her at here. If you want to go follow her on Instagram, I highly suggest you do. She does the best nails ever. But anyways, guys, if you want to learn and watch how I did this look, then keep on watching. The first step I'm going to be doing is my brows. I'm using the Pears, just the classic transparent one, and I find it holds my brows in place so long, even on a hot day. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking it on my spoolie and running it back and forth, making me look crazy, but it just really helps to coat all those brow hairs, and then I will brush them up into place to make sure that they stay all day. Now that my brows have got some shape, I'm going to go in and give them some colour, because I don't have very dark brows, which is kind of sad because I love a dark brow. But I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. I get mine from Shop Betty because NYX sadly pulled out of South Africa, but if you're overseas, obviously you can easily get it. But this is my favourite eyebrow pencil I have ever tried. I don't think I will ever stray away from this. Now that my brows are done and I've just brushed them up again to smooth that product through with the same spoolie that we used to comb our brows up in the beginning, I'm just going in with some makeup remover and a cotton pad, just removing any excess that may be left on my skin, because if I left that there, it would show under my foundation and look very scaly. So the vibe I'm going for today is definitely not looking like a fish, so I'm just removing that to make sure we have a nice flawless finish for our foundation. Now I'm just going to be going in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade 4. This is literally just a high coverage concealer that helps to make your makeup or the eyeshadow just last longer and really allow the pigmentation to come through. I highly recommend priming your eyes before your eyeshadow if you don't do that already. It really, like I said, just helps the pigmentation to come through, allows it to be long wearing, long lasting, and allows you to build your shadows perfectly and to the way you want them. And what I do is I just pop some on my eye, and then with a small flat brush, I just like to drag it over my lid onto the bridge of my nose, and then I also carve out my brow. Please excuse all the neighbors' dogs barking in the back. They will not stop. It has literally been 5 minutes and they just keep going at it, so we're just gonna have to bear with. But as I was saying before the doggies interrupted me, this is the number one reason why I like to do my eyebrows fully before I go in with eyeshadow, is so that I can use that base to carve out my eyebrows and fix any mistakes that I may have made, like any lines that came down, readjust the shape of my brow and do all that kind of stuff. Then I just like to take a cute little fluffy brush, kind of like a brush that you use for blending out your eyeshadow, and just sort of pat it over the product that we laid down. This just helps to remove any excess product and create the perfect thin layer. And then on the inside of my eye, or like the bridge of my nose, I kind of hold my brush like this, bit of an awkward angle, but it works really well, and then slightly, very gently, just tap and pull it up at the same time up to the inner corner of my brow over there, so that it gets that really nice blend. I'm going to be using my P. Louise Wedding Wish palette. Would this even be a Valentine's Day makeup tutorial without this palette? Just look at those shades. They are so perfect for Valentine's Day date night. The first shade I'm going to go in with is this one, which is like a really nice dark transition shade, and it's called Ring on It. And I'm just going to start placing that in the outer corner of my eye and just starting to create that kind of wing shape, and then connecting that little point into my crease. Now I'm just really taking my time and blending out that shade that we put down and just bringing it up towards my brow bone and out towards the temples of my eye, and making sure, there we go, that it looks symmetrical on both sides. Now I'm going to take this really nice bronzy kind of shade called Proposal and just start to lightly, on the same brush, start to lightly bring that forward into the inner corner of my eye, just to finish off that outside blend. I'm almost like flicking my brush really lightly to just bring it in to that inner corner and to finish off that blend. And obviously, because it's Valentine's Day, we can't just have a neutral brown smoky eye. We need to go in with some pink. So I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is called Forever Yours. And it's a beautiful, kind of like dusty rose. That beautiful shade. And what I'm going to do is focus this on the inner corner of my eye. And then I'm just placing it where I want the shade to be for now, and then I'm going to go in and blend it through after. Now that I have it placed where I wanted to, I'm going to take the same brush and I have dusted off any excess and just start running it on that line that we kind of caused or created by us placing the shade there. I'm just going in tiny little circular windscreen wiper motions. Then I'm going to go in with this kind of like dusty baby pink shade to blend out that dusty rose shade that we just put on. And I'm just going to place it just above that pinky shade and then start bringing it into those browns. Then to add a bit of pizzazz and shimmer, we're going to go in with this shimmer here. I find using your finger for these palettes works so much better than using a brush. They just come out so much more shimmery and pigmented. But this beautiful goldy rosy shade. And all I'm doing is just really lightly packing and tapping it on to my inner corner. And then don't worry if it's a bit messy or a bit intense, because we'll go in with a brush to clean it up and smooth and transfer it everywhere we want it. Now I'm just taking that same little pink brush that we used, well, the brush that we used for the pink, and I'm just going to go on the top of that shimmer and just start to blend it out, and then on the edge as well. Now you can obviously decide to leave the shimmer like this, more goldy, but because I'm me and I'm extra, I'm gonna go in with the Naked Cherry palette and go in with this shade here called Bang Bang, just to add a little bit more pink because that wasn't pink enough for me. Now that I'm happy with the color of my shimmer, I much prefer it a little bit pinkier. It helps to blend into the pink matte. I'm just going to go in with the same brush and those same two dark shades, tap off the excess, same two dark shades that we used, and just place it on the outer edge of the shimmer, just to help to blend it into the mattes and make everything look super seamless. So you can decide to leave it like this and do some lashes and do the rest of your face. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a nice dark brown wing with, there we go, this shade here called #wifey. I'm just going to add a really tiny wing and just follow the shape that we've got going here. Now that I have cleaned up any fallout and any mess under my eyes, I'm going to go in and color correct because my eyes need it today. Clearly, I did not sleep well last night. So, the blush made by Mitchell in Can't Cope with Coral. Perfect coral shade to counteract that bluey darkness. And I'm just placing a very small amount on my eyes, and I'm going to use my finger to blend it out. The goal here is not coverage or to conceal anything. It is just to counteract and swap the shade that is under our eyes. So you can already see how much better my under eyes are looking, and it's just going to make my concealer's job that much easier. I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C2. This is my favorite concealer, and I'm actually doing concealer before foundation today, just to get the full coverage but the lighter feel on my skin. I'm also just taking special care not to be too rough or pat my concealer in too hard because of the color correction that I use underneath my eyes. I don't want to disturb it too much. I'm not swiping or anything. I'm really just pushing it in to the color corrector and into my skin. Now that concealer's done, I've just gone in with my L'Oreal True Match foundation and just placed it on my cheeks. And I'm just going to bring it around the places that doesn't have any coverage on it yet. Don't forget to blend under your nose. This little hack of doing your concealer first and then doing your foundation, you can see how full coverage it is, but it literally feels like I just have moisturizer on my skin, if that. It really just helps the full coverage and the light feel on your skin. So if you haven't tried that already, I highly suggest you do. But now I'm going to go in and set my eyes. But what I'm going to do first, another little hack, is this concealer is a little bit too dry on me, or especially for the look I'm going for today. So I'm going to take a dewy setting mist, the Body Shop Rose Dewy Glow Face Mist, and just spray a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, and then just pat my finger onto it, and then just pat it into your concealer. Then with this, if you are going to try this hack, you need to make sure that you don't use too much setting spray, and it doesn't even look like my finger is wet. That is key, because if you go in with a big amount, it's going to separate your concealer. So make sure that you go in with really small amounts and pat it in and work in small areas. You can see how like dewy that looks now. Now it's time to set my under eyes, and again I'm using the RCMA loose powder, the no color one, and I'm using really light layers. I'm personally not the biggest fan of baking. I like going in with super light layers of powder and just patting it into my skin, because I like to use the analogy of when your hair is wet, it's wet. No matter how much more water you pour on it or how long you stand on the shower, it is still wet. Your hair is not going to get wetter. Once your face is set, adding more powder, baking, etc. isn't going to set your face more. Okay, cool. Now that my under eyes are set, I made sure I left this area unset. I'm going to go in with a liquid blush, which is why I left it unset without powder, and just place it on the high points of my cheeks. This is the Made by Mitchell blush in the shade Posy Rose. You can see it's a beautiful pinky shade, perfect for Valentine's Day. This would be so nice on the lips as well. Then, as always, just going in with the fatter side of my beauty blender and blending it out, but focusing it where I have placed it. Now that we are looking super cute and blushed for when we see our crush on Valentine's Day, I'm going to go in with bronzer to warm up my face and bring some life back into it as well. I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Give Me Sun. Then again, I'm just starting to push that bronzer up into the blush. Now I'm actually going in with highlighter, which is very unlike me, but I feel like this look needs it. I'm going in with the MAC highlighter in the shade Double Gleam. This is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And these tend to look like your skin, which I love. I have done a tiny little inner corner wing just to complete that look. I think it adds that really nice foxy, feline, sexy Valentine's Day feel and just really finishes off the look. Now I'm going to go in with the two dark shades again, just mixing those. And I'm going to go in with my tiny little brush and just start bringing it on the lower lash line. I have just gone and popped on some lashes. They were the Be Perfect Inspire lashes. I chose a lash that has more volume on the end to add to that winged cat eye effect. And my lips is MAC Honey Love lipstick and MAC Whirl lip liner. Didn't do a gloss this time, which is a shock, but I love how this turned out. It is super Valentine's Day. It's giving me super romantic vibes. Perfect for a date night with you and your special person, or yourself, or you and your gals. I hope you have the best Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day ever. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming it. My next video coming up is a drugstore full face So be sure to keep an eye out for that, keep the notifications on, make sure you are subscribed if you are not already. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know in the comments if there are any videos or products you want me to try, or just if you love this video. I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.